QB Quickbrief, let's go. Your role in an app is what gives you permissions to interact with it. It controls the tables you have access to, even the specific fields you can see and whether or not you can edit those fields. It controls whether you can make new records, delete, or edit existing records. Pretty important stuff. But hey, did you know users can have more than one role? That's right, app managers. If you invite the same users in more than once, you can add them to a second role. You could even do it again and add more. But what does that mean? First of all, the role that's on the top of the role list will determine what role settings are used for default things, like the home page they're brought to, and what forms they'll use. Second, and most importantly, the permissions are additive. For example, if you give one role permissions to edit all the records in a table, but restrict what fields they have access to edit, you give another role edit access only to specific records, but access to edit all of the fields. Well, congratulations! The user in question will have access to edit all the fields in all the records of the table. I'm going to repeat this. That user will have access to edit all the fields in all the records of that table. We certainly hope that's what you wanted to do. When done intentionally, this is a powerful way to combine roles together and save time and effort. Give department different roles, and have a different role for managers. Now if you add them together correctly, you don't need to make a separate role for each manager for each department, and you can keep everything nice and organized and easy to maintain. When done by mistake, you can give users access to things that you didn't mean to, which is always a security snafu best avoided. This is why it's important that, if you are going to use multiple roles, to lock them down as restrictively as possible, even if you think some permissions are irrelevant, like field access settings in a table where the role has no editor view permissions. Because if it's combined with something that does have access to the table, it'll get all those permissions that you didn't lock down. Of course, this is only a concern if you're going to use multiple roles, and there's no way to accidentally give a user a second role you didn't mean to, right? Right? Anyway, on a completely 100% different train of thought that really should be its own video. I don't even know why I'm bringing it up now. This is when it's going to be kind of a stretch to call a quick brief, but EOTI means everyone on the internet. This is used so you can make an app public-facing and allow everyone to access, view, or create whatever you put in the role that the EOTI is invited into. But hey, come closer a second. Yeah, closer. You see, the thing about EOTI is, everyone on the internet means everyone on the internet. Why am I bringing this up when the topic is about being in multiple roles? It's simple. Everyone you've invited to an app under different roles is included in the role that you've assigned to everyone on the internet, because everyone means everyone. Keep that in mind that the permissions that you give to EOTI are going to be shared with everyone in other roles. So keep in mind how that will combine. Think of it as the minimal level of permissions that everyone will have. So don't try to give a role less permissions than what everyone will get. You've been somewhat quickly briefed. QB out.